Hello, I'm Lisa Bowerman and I play Bernie Summerfield, and welcome to Audio Heads podcast.
Hello, this is Audio Heads. We're with Geeks Assembled, and here we are assembled to review and take a look at Unit Silenced, like the Osgood and Kate Lethbridge Stewart, and it was just really cool. And the Stephen Moffat creation of the silence. Oops. Oh, edit that out anyway. God, what a dork. Anyway, so I would like to get these other fine fellows' opinion on the subject. We've got Lee and Tim here, and so let's just start off with Tim. What do you think of Unit Silenced?
I think it's good. I think if I have anything to complain about, it's that it's a bit long for the story it tells, but that's because it keeps resetting itself. It starts out with the first hour, and by the end of the first hour, you're back to the start again because they've forgotten everything. So it's like it's clever, but I feel this is a set that could have been done rather than a box set as an average 2-disc 4-part story. I think it does get a bit patty in some places. But having said that, it's not bad. It's very entertaining. Cast is really good. I like the addition of was it Darren Brown from television. He's on everything on BBC and ITV. Particularly well known as Luther's partner. Yeah, it's a good. I think this is probably the best of the three so far that they've had. Although I haven't listened to the second one yet, but it's an enjoyable listen. I just felt like it could have been tighter. But then again, they're starting out with the box set format, so they're going to try and fill up 4 hours, and they go from there. I think it would have been better as maybe a 2-hour presentation. But anyway, those are my first thoughts on it.
Okay, would you mind giving us a rating out of 10?
Already? Okay, I'll give it an 8.
All right, thanks. And Lee, what would you think of Unit Silenced, and would you rate it, please?
I didn't like it, to be honest. I agree what Tim said about the repeating, going back to the beginning, repeating. I got bored of that. It was brilliant to hear Nicholas Briggs as the voice of the silence again. That was awesome. You had Ingrid Oliver as Osgood. It's a shame her eccentricity didn't come across in the audios as it does on the TV, because she is a very eccentric character, but it didn't come across as that on the audio. Gemma Redgrave as Kate Stewart, yeah, nothing out of the ordinary in that performance. Sometimes I thought she didn't really want to be there, to be honest, in her performance-wise. It was just straight up forward performance, nothing out of the ordinary. Yeah, and with the political side of it, I'm not that good with political sort of stories. It just didn't do it for me. It was I did get fed up of the back to square one thing, repeat, we've forgotten again. Oh, it did repeat, and I got fed up with that. It was good that they linked in the TV story Day of the Moon to this. There was good references there. I did like that. The performances, I can't really say anything else about the performances in it. Rating wise, I mean, I haven't heard any of the others in the unit series, but rating wise, for me, this is my first one. I'm going to give it a 5, I'm afraid.
5 out of 10 for Lee. Thanks.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the the back and forth because I know that that's the only way that it's going to work. If you've got these silence, but I wasn't entirely comfortable with the way that Kate and Osgood were relating to. I think it's probably what Lee was saying about the eccentricity of Osgood and how it doesn't really translate to audio. But maybe it's just that and I don't know. It was there was the politics involved, I thought, were really germane and really kind of something that we're embroiled in the United States anyway, right now. The peaceful transition of power, and it often seems like recently anyway, that people were brainwashed by subliminal messages in the political advertising. But
you got proof of that.
No, but I just what I'm saying.
Yes, you forgot.
I would say to your point, this isn't your daddy's unit. This is a different unit. It's a different unit for a different time, because this isn't about soldiers running around and chasing baddies in tanks and stuff. It's more of a global threat type series. I do think it would work better as a TV series rather than audio, though. The point about Osgood is a good one. She still has that geek chic kind of thing going on, and she's always got some handy device she's working on to help them do whatever it is they're doing. To be fair, I think Kate, as a leader of a military organization, is a bit either she's poorly written or she's. Here's the thing: it's not the actress's fault, because Redgrave is a very good actress.
Very good, Red.
But the idea, I mean, she walks through these stories as if she's at a cocktail party most of the time. She's very posh. I mean, it's almost like you'd want somebody tougher. I mean, and I know maybe that's the point. Maybe they're trying to say that, look, the Briggs daughter is all grown up now, and this is how she does things. She's in other words, it's not your daddy's unit anymore. So, I mean, I think maybe that's the point. To me, it comes off as you'd think there would be somebody tougher in that role. You know what I mean? Like somebody like, get me answers now, that kind of thing, instead of like, oh, well, maybe we should check with so-and-so and see if they've got any canapes. And you're like, come on. I don't know. Again, I don't fault the actress. She's good. It just seems like, I don't know, you think that the leader of unit would be a much tougher character.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you there, Tim. I totally agree with you there.
Yeah. They made a point.
The rating that I give it, overall is about an 8.2. I think I'll follow.
Yeah, I just it's just, for me, as I say, it was repetitive. I mean, for me, the silence worked brilliantly on TV for those 2 episodes of that. But audio, this is all they can do. If they do another story, it's just going to be the same thing, forgetting all the time. Maybe as a one-off.
They're not the kind of ability to bring back again and again and again, because they
yeah.
This thing. The plot was clever, though. The plot that they were trying to do the same thing the Doctor did by creating some kind of worldwide incident that everybody would see, so that they could stay out of sight forever. I mean, like, remember the Doctor defeated them by sticking them in the moon landing video, so everybody's seen it. So every time they see one, apparently they kill one. But I mean, it was a good plot. But I mean, again, I think, like you said, it just drags a little bit because it's really stretched out too long. It kept restarting, and it took a while to get there. I mean, the only person that kept knowing what was going on was the Scottish reporter, and she she kept on trying to remind, don't you remember what happened? And they're all like, no, what are you on about? The Silence are defeated and all that. So it could have been done better in a couple hours rather than 4, I would say.
I mean, the humour was there. I mean, but the humour did wear thin as well because of all the forgetting business. You know, oh, that's an ugly blighter, and then looks away from the screen. Oh, that's an ugly blighter. Yeah, it works okay, but then if you start repeating stuff like that in the next story or whatever, it does get a bit tedious.
I don't think the Silence will be back. The first box set was with the Autons. Like I said, I haven't listened to the second one yet. So I mean, it's a different world threat each set.
But I agree with you about the character of Kate Stewart. Is it mostly badly written, or they should be writing her in a different way? I don't know.
That may just, you know what I'm thinking. It may just be they wanted her to be an ironic character because she is very, very soft. It was pointed out back in Magician's Apprentice on television that she's over there in charge, but she waits for the doctor's assistant to come in and tell her what to do. And that just doesn't seem right. I mean, you know, the Brig would never be waiting to see what Joe thinks. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be right.
Yeah, and also as well with these 4 stories with the unit. For me, it might have worked better if a doctor was there in the stories. I could have related a bit more to the this box set if any doctor who could relate to the unit family was in the stories. But for me, no. I mean, I know the next box set was released in the unit series has got 3 old companions in it, so that might work a little bit better. They've got Katie Manning, John Levine, and Richard Franklin in the next one. So that, you know, with the old unit family, that might attract me a bit more to the story-wise. But what do you think, Susan? Do you think that might be interesting?
I would agree. That would be really amazing, and I can't wait for that.
I think they blew the coop though. I think on that because I mean, without the Brigadier himself in the audio, it's not going to be the same. I wouldn't think. Otherwise, it might as well just be a third Doctor story with those characters in.
Yeah, it's just that for me, the stories I couldn't relate to this story because it needed as I said just out to Susan, a Doctor figure there, and there wasn't one. To be honest,
that's what I'm thinking. That this is not really my favorite spinoff, and I think maybe it's because it's too recent. These people are better off as being part of the TV series, given their own show. Again, it's a different unit. It's not the kind of unit we had, 40 years ago. It's
totally great. Yeah,
high tech unit. It's more like all about science and whatnot, rather than military muscle. But yeah, I don't know. Plus, this is the only series I guess they do that's in other words, you don't have older people in playing the parts they played many years ago. This is very current, whereas, if you're listening to a Sixth Doctor story, Colin Baker's in his 70s, but he still sounds like he looked on TV. You know what I mean? That's who you imagine in the story. Whereas, like you said, this might be better or more effective if it was a TV series. But even then, too, without the Doctor there, it kind of is missing something. You make it a point to have one of the doctors show up each time. And maybe if it's only for episode 3 or 4 or something, that might make it more fun to listen to. And especially if it's an older doctor, like have Seven pop up and say, "What the hell are you people doing here?" Or something. So, I mean, I don't know. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, well, Big Finish are doing things right, I suppose, but sometimes you get a box set like this and you just got to go with the flow, I suppose, and enjoy it for what it is.
Well, so, like I said when we reviewed the Worlds of Doctor Who, which kind of covered a whole bunch of stories, or covered a whole bunch of spinoffs. Maybe not every spinoff is for everybody. I bet a lot of people do like these sets. Personally, I've never really listened to any countermeasures except that one story in that one box. But I'm pretty sure they keep making it. So there's some listeners out there that do like it. I've just never given it a listen because Doctor Who keeps me busy enough. But you get my point. not everybody listens to Jago and Lightfoot, but it's very popular. It's probably their most popular spinoff. Not everybody listens to Bernice. So, I mean, the great thing is you have a lot of variety, as usual. You don't have to, I mean, if it's not your bag, go ahead and listen to a different one then. You have plenty to listen to.
Oh, yeah, there's plenty out there.
Oh, yeah. And the thing that's really amazing is that unit will always be sort of there involved in the universe. Like Torchwood will always be in some form there in the universe.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so I enjoy listening to the unit audios. I enjoy listening to Jago and Lightfoot, but I enjoy unit because, you know, it's got such great, I mean, it's got the potential of being really, really cool. And it isn't Havoc running around invading abandoned warehouses anymore. It's like, it's pretty, it's pretty NCIS or you know.
Yeah, I mean, this may have worked better for me if it was an older villain than the Silence. You know, maybe it could have been the Cybermen or something like that. That might have worked a lot better for me.
Yeah,
But,
I can see that.
yeah, but as I said, the Silence is a brilliant villain visually for TV. I mean, Nick Briggs has got the voice is just awesome. But say the Silence visually for TV, audio, but as Tim said, you had Autons in another box set. The next box set, I think it's Silurians, isn't it, or Sea Devils in the next box set, I think. But we'll have to see how that one goes.
Yeah. Well, thanks you guys for joining me here. Do you have any final statements about Unit Silence?
Yeah. Okay, it wasn't my bag, but it's up to you lot out there to make your own mind up. Go out there and buy it, purchase it, make your own mind up about the story. For me, wasn't for me this time round.
How about you, Tim?
It's definitely worth a listen. Like I said, though, but maybe not every spinoff is made for everybody. I mean, you can enjoy it. You can enjoy this. Maybe some people like it a lot and maybe give it a 10. But I think it's one of those things that it's up to your personal taste, because it is a spinoff of Doctor Who. It's not like the real deal. So it's like it depends on how exciting they can make it. I would say this is the best one out of the three. Well, again, I haven't listened to the second one. That's not really fair. But I mean, yeah. It's worth a listen. I'm not saying. I mean, I would say listen to it if you get a chance.
Thank you. I agree. And so maybe we'll do one of those other kind of spin-offs. Maybe we'll do a countermeasures next time.
Whatever you takes your fancy, we'll do it. Whatever.
Okay. Maybe we'll ask Beef Dad and see what he has to say.
I'm sure Beef Dad's just happy to do anything.
Yeah.
He doesn't get out much these days, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And wish him well as well. He's not very well, so get soon, Jeff.
Yeah.
Get well soon.
Yeah. All right. Well, please like, subscribe, and do comment below. Comment about the Brigadier, comment about any of the unit people, comment about the, Cade and Osgood, and comment about the Silence. And thanks for watching, and really glad to have you on Geeks Assembled's YouTube channel watching our stuff. Bye-bye.
Keep on going.